That's better. It's all smeary. Oh, so while I'm sitting here enjoying the sight, couple notes. So Subman is going home for a few days, which I really hate because, I mean, this is his backyard. I've said it before. He was a wealth of knowledge, and I enjoyed knowing that at the end of the day that somebody was going to be there. But now I'm out by myself again, which is okay, you know. The other thing is we met two southbound hikers. I won't be passing them. They will be passing me sometime today. They are getting on at Dix Creek Gap. They are named Carmen Sandiego, and the other one is Peace Foot. Carmen Sandiego, both of them started on September 1st at Mount Katahdin. Carmen Sandiego is from Pennsylvania, something like that, in Europe. Probably butchered the name of the country. I tried to remember it and couldn't. She actually started the trail in Newfoundland and then made it to Katahdin on September 1st. And her goal is to go as far into Florida as she can before her visa runs out. She's applied for an extension, but she don't know if she's going to get it or not. She'd like to continue all the way down to the Keys, I think. And Peacefoot is going to get off trail here shortly. He has a plane ticket in Atlanta that he's got to make, so they're pushing big miles. So they stayed at the hostel last night, and they're gonna push on through and try to get to Springer as quick as they can. On another note, this one goes out to my brother, and it concerns this hat. I thought I started out bold and cold, but I'm getting ready to set a layer when I get up to where this, if the trail crosses the creek, I'll shed it there. But this goes out to my brother Rick. If you order new hats for your business, please get the kind that are got the vents in the back and get your brother some cool looking one. And if you're from Parkersburg, West Virginia, and you know where my brother is, stop in and pester him. I'm sure my nieces are going to let him know that Uncle Frank needs a new hat. But you know, a Wolfie's got to be. See, is that all I got to say? Yeah, like I'm sure, like I said, I am going to miss Subman. He took a spill yesterday at the end of the day of the trail and actually fell off the trail, and I had to help him get back up on the trail, and I think he bruised his hip. But he's definitely going to be off a couple days, but I will sure miss him. Thing about Subman is I think he's through hike twice, the AT twice already. But he tries to start every year on January 1st and just see how far he makes it. Last couple times he's made it up to Pennsylvania, and I think last time he said he made it to Bland, Virginia. So he knows the trail pretty well, and I'm going to miss having him around and having that knowledge. And he was a really good guy for a Navy guy. Anyway, nothing against the Navy. It's the Marines I hate. No, I can't say that. My son's a Marine. And I can't pick on the Air Force too bad. They've already been picked on enough. I'm sure I'll get lots of comments about that. Anyway, I'm going to shed a layer up here and get the hiking and take off this hat. Later. Well, the trail crosses that stream right here. Kind of wish they would have done it earlier because they're far away. You can really hear it cascading down off the mountain. climb's been okay. I haven't made it very far yet. I'm just going slow and steady. I didn't do what I wanted to. I should have took off a layer back there, but I'll get her done somewhere up here. Bill from the Green Dragon, he said that this section between Unicoi and Dix Creek Gap is the hardest section in Georgia. So I don't have a lot of plans today except try to stay dry. I'm gonna enjoy the sights. If there are any. I think somebody said there's gorgeous view from either Trey Mountain Shelter or from the top of Trey Mountain. It's about 9:30. I'm between 1.5 miles and 2 miles in. I'm just taking my time. But that is a beautiful morning view. I can't even venture to guess how far that next mountain range is out there. So as I came down into Indian Gap, there was 2 pickup trucks parked here. And then they both pulled out, and when I got here, I noticed they left this. And it's still burning. And they dumped their cooler over there. I don't know why they just couldn't have dumped it on the fire. But I'm gonna spread that out. Even though it's supposed to rain today, I'm gonna spread that out and use what little water I have to put out the fire. There's a spring in like 0.6. And Trey Mountain Shelters in 3. So, but I got enough in my other water bottle that's mixed up to last me until then. But I'm gonna try to put out this fire before I move on. Maybe use some of the ice on it. Well, I've done the best I could do, but whoever that was so irresponsible. Yeah, there's even charcoal in there that's going to be burning for a while, but I spread it out, and it probably wouldn't spread, but better safe than sorry. Can't believe they left it unattended or didn't put it out. From Jared's Gap, we head up Trey Mountain. I think I'm gonna eat lunch. Got a half a sandwich I packed out. I might eat lunch at Trey Mountain Shelter. But up we go. So I made it to the campsites at High Shoals Creek. I think it's 18-mile marker 56.4. Be a decent place to camp. Water source is close down that Blue Blaze. I'm still good. I got maybe half a liter. So I'm going to continue on and stop at Trey Mountain Shelter. I'd like to see it anyway, and I'll get water there. And I had to put on rain gear, at least my raincoat, and put on my pack cover. It started sprinkling about 45 minutes ago, and just off and on right now. This is the viewpoint at 18 mile 56.9 of Trey Mountain. Getting ready to do the climb up. Steep, that's straight down. So this is a view just before the top of Trey Mountain, facing back towards the west. The other view that I showed earlier today was to the east. So I'm at the top of Trey Mountain. Just met a family of 4, well 6 if you count the 2 golden retrievers they had with them. Beautiful dogs, well-mannered. But this is a younger couple. They had a toddler with them, and the wife was carrying the baby in one of those baby packs. So yeah, they made the climb up here from the parking area down at the gap. But I'm on my way down to Cherry Mountain Shelter now. Windy and cold up here. I'm gonna have to check the temperature and see what it's gotten down to. So I'm at the entrance or trailhead to Cherry Mountain Shelter. The AT goes that way. I'm gonna go down shelter, take a break. But we'll see what's down here. Subman warned me that this probably wouldn't be a good place to spend the night if I was using the shelter because it faces into the wind. But still, it'd be a good place to sit down and take a break and definitely get water. So this is Cherry Mountain Shelter. People lift a lot of trash around here. But bear cables right there. Privies right there behind those trees. The water source is down the trail next to the shelter, and if you go further down, it's quite a ways down. There's actually a couple tent spots down just as you go down the water trail that are probably better sheltered from the wind, and there's a few up here too, but you would definitely be in the wind. It is quite breezy up here, and it's blowing right into the shelter. It's a little protected, but not much. But now I'm gonna hike back out here. I've got like 7 miles. Forgive me. It is a quarter after 1. So I've got like 4 miles to do 7 miles. Or 4 hours to do 7 miles to make it to the next shelter. And that would give me tomorrow a short day. And then I can go in tomorrow, do some things, get some resupply done, and keep moving down the trail. It's also right as you come in off the trail down the Blue Blaze to the shelter. There's also a couple campsites too, but it would definitely be exposed to the wind right there, though you would have a great view. You can see, I'll show you the view real quick, that you would have from your tent or tents. That would be the view. It's gorgeous down there. Anyway, I gotta get moving. It's cold up here. So this is Steel Trap or Steel Wrap Gap campsite here. There's a water source down that trail. Yep, I'm gonna keep moving on. It'd be a great place to sit down, but I've got to make some miles before the rain comes. So I saw this on a YouTube video last year, I think. Looks like a mosquito. Big mosquito. So I made it to Adidas Gap, getting ready to climb Kelly Knob. I got like a mile to the shelter. Subman suggested that if it wasn't going to rain, this would be a great place to stay. He said, Kelly Knob, if I remember right, he said at times it's going to be a scramble. So we'll see when we get there what it's like. But I got to go up Kelly Knob and down the other side, and I'll be close to the shelter. And it's 4 o'clock, so I got an hour to do it. I just made it to the top of Kelly Knob. It wasn't a scramble. No, Subman did tell me, I guess I used the wrong words, but it was a 1,100 foot climb in less than a mile. And I think the descent is going to be pretty much the same. But, to be at the end of the day and almost 13 miles in, that was rough. You know, anybody behind me that's watching these videos, I don't recommend doing what I'm doing. Not to brag, but I somewhat had trail legs already coming here. Not like I need, but I'll get there. But, you know, I'm going to actually, starting tomorrow, and I say this, that is what I'm going to do, like it's a promise, but knowing me, I will still push big miles. It's just in my nature, but I want to slow down. That means carrying an extra day of food on the next section to do, you know, about 10 miles a day, as opposed to doing 13 and 15 or even 17. But I'll let the shelters and conditions dictate how far I go. But I'm heading down to Deep Gap and the Deep Gap shelter. So it is almost 5 o'clock. I've got like a half hour left of daylight before I get hit in the butt with dark, and it's supposed to start raining, like 70% chance starting between 6:30 and 7 o'clock. So I definitely need to get in the shelter as quick as possible and get set up. A lot of reports of mice, but I'll let you know. I made it to Deep Gap. Wind picked up, it's cooling off. It was definitely steep coming down that thing, so that mountain is definitely steep on both sides. I think it's worse on the side I came up to. But I'll show you the shelter when I get down here. It's getting close to dark. I'm losing light. It looks brighter, I'm sure, on camera. Yeah, it looks a lot brighter on camera than it does to me. Whew. It's a cold wind though. So this is the water source for Deep Gap Shelter. It's before you get there. So grab it on your way in. And so far it seemed to be quite a ways down in here. This is the Deep Gap Shelter. I made it. It is 5:36, which is like 8 minutes after sundown. Bear box over there, privy. They have the old style poles, but I don't see anything to hang anything up there with. But for tonight, it's supposed to rain, so it's a good shelter to be in with its, you know, semi-fourth wall in there. So I'm gonna get unpacked here. Hands are really cold, so I don't know what temperature it is. I'll check and let you know.